just to show our viewers here, we've got our index finally recovering after that sell-off that we saw since Tuesday. Tell us what is going on here. What was the sentiment? Is this sentiment driven from the election results? Is this driven by offshore issues? Help us to make sense of all of this.
Unfortunately, it's a a confluence of events, no, that are maybe affecting the market on the downside. As you know, it's sentiment, or I'll call it even emotions that drive market sentiment sometimes. So we'll see. I guess people are still maybe trying to accept the election results, number one. Number two, I think people are still trying to make sense of what happens outside, Ukraine, the Russia-Ukraine impact, U.S. interest rates going up, our own interest rates, almost a foregone conclusion that they will go up, and the impact on the equity market. So I think all the negatives are coming out. Market is taking this in stride, and we'll see. At some point, market will probably realize that all of the bad news has been factored in, and maybe time to take a look at strategically, like what Mr. Razon is doing, acquire or take positions in companies that offer long-term growth prospects despite all the bad news coming out.
Okay, sir, so as you mentioned, confluence of events, no? So medyo mahirap to say, but it's safe to say that this was possibly the most polarizing elections we had. But at the same time, the surveys had already pointed out to a clear Marcos victory, which indeed happened. Just to understand, why were the markets not pricing in this victory already ahead of time? Why was there still quite a reaction, and not just on election results day, but a persistent reaction wherein we were actually, despite the fact that the rest of the global stocks were being sold off, we were still at the bottom of the rung of Asian stocks?
Yeah, well, one thing there, Danny, is that shall we say, market people that were more involved in the market, were hopeful maybe for a different outcome. But I think let's take a cold hard look at the numbers. Mr. Marcos gaining third. It's a and even PPCRB seems to be indicating that the numbers are correct. At least from their initial tally, so it's a big margin, and it gives Mr. Marcos a clear mandate. It's not, if the numbers were close, maybe we would probably be in a worse position than where we are.
Okay.
But I think people, sectors are beginning to accept. Fine, maybe there's a question about here and there, but the numbers speak for themselves.